Evening. I am Mayor Pro Tem Dewanica Cooper, and this is the regular council meeting for Tuesday, June 10th, 2025, at 6 o'clock p.m. Before we start, I would like to apologize for the 2-minute delay, but we are here to conduct the city's business. I would like to call this meeting to order. I pledge to build a stronger and more prosperous engagement, respect and solution for the betterment of our city of Lake City, South Carolina. The invocation will be led by Councilman Brown and the Pledge of Allegiance by Councilman Atkins. Will you please stand?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Councilman Brown, and thank you, Councilman Atkins. Next, we will have the polling of the council members by Madam Clerk Verner.
Mayor Robinson. Mayor Pro Tem Dewanica Cooper.
Present.
Councilmember Crosby Fleming.
Present.
Councilmember Brown.
Present.
Councilmember Singleton. I'm sorry, I'm doing it wrong. Councilmember Nicole Singletary.
Present.
Councilmember Melissa Atkins.
Present.
Councilmember Wilhelmina Scott. Present. Mayor Pro Tem, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Next, we will move to the adoption of the agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Any questions?
No question.
All in favor? Next, we will have the approval of minutes. Approval of minutes of the mayor and council meeting held on June 2nd, 2025. Can I get a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Next, we will have presentations. Presentations is held at a maximum for 5 minutes. Our presentation tonight will be coming from the PD Regional Transportation Authority, Mr. Don Strickland. Mr. Strickland, you can approach the podium.
Madam Consul, my name is David Adorno. I'm the Director of Operations for PDRTA. I'm here in behalf of Don Strickland. He wasn't able to be here. We just want to I'm going to run a real quick overview and some of the changes that we have made. Unfortunately, we have to cancel our Lake City to Myrtle Beach route. The rider share is not there. Of course, funding is not assisting us. So the funding that we have right now and getting involved into this route, we are trying to actually use her in areas with more accessibility and more need at this time. We're looking for a partnership with Coastal RTA and some of the rental companies out there to look for a van pool model that better assists those type of passengers that go from Lake City to Myrtle Beach actually to work. That will also open the door for them to stay longer in the general area, work there overtime that some of them would like to actually to take advantage of, because it's not a fixed route. It will be one person that is driving, that is from the same group, that will actually have a van, will drive over there and then pick up and take care of it, and then will ride, as a group. So we are looking at those models with Coastal RTA. We're still going to maintain, some of the other routes to the beach, but this one at this point, we have to actually make a drastic change, unfortunately. But without the funding and the right share over there to support some of this budget, we at this point, we have to take that. Like I said, we are partnering with them. We're looking really hard to try to figure out a different model that better assist. So I want the community to understand that we are not letting them behind. That's not our purpose. But without the right share and the budget at the same time, we need to start looking at better options for them. So if anyone doesn't have any questions.
How many routes do we have in Lake City now?
The Lake City, we have four routes. We still have the Marion Lake City area. We still got the Marion Express. We still have 4 routes in the area. The only one we actually cut down was the actual Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
Yeah, but we still providing the same services. We don't cut it. That's the only one we, because too far the expenses and then the right share. And we were not providing what the community is looking for. It was to go to back and forward to work, but those opportunities were peak season and stuff like that. We were not able to support some of those needs that they really need. And of course, the budget for us, it was taking a toll.
So what type of service you offer, you say now for Myrtle Beach?
Well, we still have the Marion route to the beach. But that route itself, we have a lot of riders in there, so we have a lot of ride share in there, so we were able to support that. But right now, in the Lake City area, we still have our normal standard routes in the area. The only one we actually removed was the Lake City to Myrtle Beach. Yeah, well, we still have provide the same services on there. So, one of the approaches is to try to figure out if we can come up with increase the budget or try to match up with or increase, so we can actually continue to provide that services for them.
Okay, so in the near future, are you foreseeing any possible changes in the routes in Lake City?
No. At this point, we're not looking at that. The only one that it was a little hard for us to maintain for the amount of years. We even do maintain it for that long period of time. It was the Lake City Myrtle Beach. Everything else is not. Well, actually, we have some increase on the uses, so I'm looking to actually bring a new bus here for one of my drivers, change some of the older buses that we have in there. Of course, with fingers crossed that some of the budget get approved. But the money that the budget that we were using, all the grant, federal dollars that we were putting into a Lake City Myrtle Beach route, we can use it for another community with accessibility here.
Okay.
And I got a question for you. This probably don't pertain to you, but months ago, probably over a year ago, we had talked to the PTR about putting sheds up for our citizens here in Lake City. So when they go to the bus stop, they have a canopy and somewhere to sit. And they were saying that they had like Wi-Fi and all that good stuff. They was gonna set one out here in front of this was gonna be the pilot right out here in front of City Hall. I mean, whenever you get back to the office, could you check on that and see where we stand?
I will bring it up into the table. I know we have partnered up with some other non-profit organizations that are actually from the community that are being able to actually help us and assist you to donate some of those in other areas, in other counties. But I will bring it up when I go back to, when I do my summary to Dawn, and then I will have him reach out, or I reach out personally to one of y'all to relay that information.
And I have one last question. So the route from Lake City to Myrtle Beach will be cut out. About how many people could be possibly losing their jobs if they don't have a ride to work? Do you know?
It was my understanding that it was more of the benefit that, for the route due to the cost and the income portion of it, that they were utilizing that route. But it depends. Some days we had nobody riding.
Okay.
And then you have some days that you have 7 folks riding.
Okay.
So it's really hard to also to give you but in the average percentage you have between 5 to 7 people.
Okay.
And then some of them live down there. So they will travel early in the week, stay down there, and then they will come back. So it's just, they have other accessibility. So it's uncertain the number of folks that will ride. So you can go down with 3 and then come back with none. So it was really hard for us to make the decision because that route has been there forever. But we have to come up with a solution to a problem at that point.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. Okay. We will now move into our public comment period. Comments are limited to 2 minutes per person, and no personal or verbal attacks will be entertained. The council is interested in hearing your concerns, but speakers should not expect council action or deliberation on subject matters brought up during the public comment period. Topics requiring further investigation will be referred to the city administration and may be scheduled for a future agenda. Please ensure that you sign in and leave your name and address for the record with the city clerk of council.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem, Councilwomen, Councilman. I'm Mark Fountain from Lake City Housing Authority, and I just wanted to come here tonight just to ask for the continued support of the police department in our neighborhoods. We're doing a lot trying to deter crime, and I'm in the neighborhoods myself. So I would just like to ask for the continued support and thank Chief Miles for continuing and to bring the police department during their scheduled, I guess you could say, would there be their shifts to keep patrolling our neighborhoods so we can continue and move forward with bringing safety to the residents of the Housing Authority. And I'd also like, maybe if I could get with someone about some of the roads in our neighborhoods are just deteriorating so bad. I'm just really scared for the people actually to walk on some of the concrete because it's just crumbling so bad in the neighborhoods. So if I may do that, and I just wanted to thank you all again for serving, and I thank you for all you do for the Housing Authority as well. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you, you too. Mr. Fountain, did you sign in?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Council.
Good
My name
evening.
is Roosevelt Bryant. I'm here about the community stop the violence that I'm having June 21st. I sent this information to the city as well, but to me it looked like the city put more emphasis on food truck rodeos than they're doing by stop the violence, because the city has not promoted this at not one time. And you just heard he's talking about violence, but what is wrong with the city if they can't promote when someone come out to try to bring something to stop violence? This is not the first one that I had. And I'm asking the city to take a look at it and do as much as they can, because I have the help of the Housing Authority, Masonic Order and everything else, but the city, I don't have it. I have the support of the county, but I live in the city and I can't get support of the city. That's telling me something. I'm paying taxes, but I can't get support from you.
Mr. Bryant, I didn't realize I learned about this through a telephone call from you, and I've already pledged. I didn't realize you sent the information to the city. Have not received anything that I'm aware of. So, and I've already made my pledge to support you. But
Okay.
if there's anything we can do to promote this,
You can leave some flyers for the PIO officer.
Yeah, they already have them. They got them hanging up in here, but they don't put them, it's not out on the city page or anything.
Okay, we will rectify that.
Okay.
Thank you.
thank you.
I've never seen it.
I haven't either.
First time hearing.
I never heard
That's
anything
what I'm
about it.
saying.
Right, you know.
Mr. Bryant, when did you send the information to the city?
Weeks ago.
Because last city council meetings, they said they had somebody on the thing.
I'm sorry, I'm coming back again. Mark Fountain, Lake City Housing Authority. We're proud to be able to put this on with Mr. Bryant at Kennedy Park. Lake City Housing Authority wants to be a part of anything that is with violence or anything else. So we'll be looking forward to June 21st. That's correct, isn't it, Mr. Bryant? June 21st for this event. And we would just ask everyone to come out there. But like I said, Lake City Housing Authority is proud to be a part of this along with our board of directors. And we thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening,
Good evening.
Madam Mayor Pro Tem and Council. I want us to back up a little bit to when I don't know if y'all remember when we had lost the $1.5 million that was wrongfully transferred to a wire. And we had our own in-house investigator investigate that, which is, I think, Investigator Diaz. And we never got a report back on what happened to the money or anything like that. So that's why I speak highly of us getting some outside help when we doing our forensic audit. That's why I asked, and I did call the FBI headquarters yesterday. So if one of y'all could just pick up the phone and call Columbia, we could get them to come down here to give us a forensic audit. We get them to do it. They'll come in here, see where the money went, see what's missing. They'll do their investigation, and then they'll be able to give us some insight. So I asked the council, please vote on having the FBI tonight, having the FBI come down and do the forensic audit. That way it'll put us citizens at ease. Because what y'all want for y'all to understand is these taxpayers' dollars that are being spent. And we don't need people out here just using taxpayers' dollars like it's their own personal checkbook. It don't work like that. And another incident I have, I know a lot of y'all probably seen with the Florence County Sheriff Office, they had something going on with racial profiling. Well, we had that same thing here happen Friday in Lake City. 3 groups of young black men, and I did come down to talk to the chief about it, which he hid behind the door, a locked door, send somebody else out there to talk to me. That's not, that when we appoint a chief, we appoint him to be for the people. He's here to serve the people, the residents of Lake City. And so what I want for us to do is investigate that too. And if it comes down to it, it was racial profiling, ask that y'all terminate the police chief. Get rid of him. If he's not gonna serve us citizens, we don't need him. We don't need him. That's hurtful when the chief run me away. I come in for answers just like everybody else. I'm no different than nobody else.
Thank you, Mr. Nero.
Thank you.
Hi. Council, you all know me. I'm your former city clerk. I'm here tonight because I want to express that this is a strong mayor, weak council forum. Council that has no involvement in the day-to-day operations of the city. That's on the city interim administrator. He's the one who oversees the day-to-day operations. We brought Mr. Thompson on board at $90 an hour. What has been done from the time that he's been here and the time now to generate revenues, to find out how we can pay probably almost $1.75 million in bills that are sitting on someone's desk, to put money into our bank account. I haven't seen anything being addressed or being done. All I've seen was, well, we need to pass a budget, get that done, then we'll come back to another budget and 3 months later, and we're gonna slash about 20 people's positions. Well, that 20 people's positions probably estimates about $1.2 million with overhead costs between Blue Cross Blue Shield and everything else. Is there a generated revenue line where that's gonna go? What are we gonna do? We get 37 to 40 calls apparently a day from vendors, that vendors aren't being paid. This all happened while I was your city clerk. Okay, so this is not something that I'm hearing. All these bills were there before. And what I want to say is just because council may not like a person that works for the city, doesn't make it right for them to say, I don't want them to work for the city anymore. I don't think it's right for somebody to imply that that person needs to go. Those people work hard for you guys every single day, inside and out. The only person that works for council is the city clerk. It's time for you guys to figure this out and really get together. It's not about the mayor, it's about the citizens of the city of Lake City. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor, Pro Tem, and City Council person. My name is Paula Morris, and I come before you this evening to say to you that on October the 12th, 2025, at the practice field at J. Paul Trullo, the football field, the community group, the Lake City Prayer Circle group, Ministry on the Move for Christ, we will have a citywide communion. That means we partaking in communion together and prayer time on that field that Sunday at 3 o'clock. We are hoping that every church, we're gonna contact every church in this community that we can to invite them. We'll have tents set up all around the field, the same way we do with homecoming. The services looked at last maybe about an hour. The reason why we wanna do this is so for one, to come together, denomination, doesn't matter about color, but come together to fellowship with one another. And I hope that we can add the city of Lake City to our list, that when we start advertising, I hope that we can say the city of Lake City, the community group, the prayer circle group, and Ministry on the Move for Christ is sponsoring this for the city of Lake City. As we come together, we're talking about the violence and everything, but this is a part here to help us with violence here in Lake City. Because when the churches and the community come together, and when Christ is involved, we can have all the programs we want. But if lives don't change, we're still gonna have violence. And so I pray that when we come together on the 13th at the city, we can add you to our list and say that you'll help sponsoring this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, council members. My name is Mary Ryan. And I'd like to speak about what seems to be a minor thing compared to what everybody else is speaking about. However, it has to do with the safety of Lake City citizens. I walk my dog in the Lake City Park twice a day, all right? And that beautiful new building that is almost completed, all right? If you look right in front of it and go all the way down to the walkway, there is one big mess of mud. It's not even just dirt and water. It is silt and sludge, and it is extremely slippery. It is treacherous. That's the word that really should be used. I have slipped on it at least 3 times, and I am 76. I have talked to, it's really a Florence County situation, and I have talked to them, and the gentleman was very nice and said that he thought once they got the grass in, it would solve the problem, but it will not, because the sludge and silt goes right through the grass all the way to the water. You can see the whole pathway. Last night I was in the park with my dog, and there was a very nice young father with 4 children. The 6-year-old slipped on it and injured both knees. It's really a situation that needs to be addressed, and they have tried. They're putting sand on it, etc., but it's not working. It really needs to have somebody, an engineer. It is that, the whole pathway is that long. They need to get an engineer to give them some advice on how this can be fixed. They put in a little grate that's about 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot. And that is not at all doing the job. It really needs a long grate. I would say the size, the length of these tables, all right? And it needs to be put in so that every time it rains, the mud goes into the grate. Instead, the mud is going down to the water. I have been advised to do what many people do, which is walk around it. Walk around it on the grass. The problem with that, and the person in Florence did not know this, is that the sludge goes through the grass, and the grass itself is extremely slippery.
Yes, ma'am, I'm gonna have to cut you off.
Oh,
and I apologize.
I'm
And
sorry.
it's just because, and I've tried to give everyone.
sorry.
No,
I forgot to
you're
look.
fine,
It's
but
my
I've
first
tried to
time.
let everyone speak without disrespecting them because I know that a lot of people have a lot of things to get off their chest tonight. So I try to really,
No,
be
problem.
lenient with the
I'm sorry, it's
time.
my first time here. And I
But no,
forgot to
you're
look.
fine, but I know who to reach out to and I will help you with that. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you,
Yes, ma'am.
because it's really a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Yes, ma'am, I totally understand. Thank you so much.
Ms. Ryan, Ms. Ryan, Ms. Ryan,
Muffy,
how long do you want to
we
stay?
we can go,
We got it.
we can do it. We gotta move on. Yeah, we gotta move on.
I'm sorry.
Move on, move on, move
You
on,
asked
move
for
on,
someone.
move on.
Okay.
Are there any more comments for? She probably got it. It's probably on that page. Are there any more comments for the public comment session? Okay. Thank you. We will now move on to the legislative session of the meeting, and I will turn it over to Mr. Thompson, the interim city administrator.
Okay, there we go, all right. First is second reading of an ordinance to amend ordinance number, did we decide this was an error on the ordinance?
Yeah, we're
number?
gonna table it.
Oh, okay, related to the juvenile curfew within the city of Lake City and other matters related there too.
So, with this ordinance 2025.002, second reading, and ordinance to amend ordinance number 1994.095 relating to the juvenile curfew within the city of Lake City and other matters related thereto. We're gonna table this actual ordinance for further discussion. So can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Okay. Any questions, council? Okay, all in favor, by show of hands? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor. Next, we have an ordinance of Lake City, South Carolina to levy taxes and establish a municipal budget for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2025 and ending June 30, 2026, and other matters related thereto. I have slides if you would like to see them.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. All right, there we go. All right, this is first reading of the budget. You all know that there's been some delays, but we are coming up on July 1, which is the statutory requirement for budgets in South Carolina. And we have a budget before council that is going to change. This is a rough budget for this point, and the phrase I use with council is the numbers are unstable. And so we're going to bring back a complete budget in August. What am I aiming for here, Brandon? Oh, down. We go down instead of up. All right, good. And this budget does focus on clarifying and solidifying the services of the city. And we're going to talk about general fund versus utilities, because in our case, we've commingled the funds, and that's part of the exercise for August. But the general fund is the tax-supported funds of the city. General fund has no new employees or capital. We do try to focus on stewardship of these services for the people of Lake City and adjust for the future while planning for how we're going forward financially, economically, and socially for this city. It does continue that emphasis on maintenance, planning, and improvement, and it really does allow us always to focus on being better tomorrow than we are today. Enterprise funds are the utility funds. We often call them water and sewer funds for the city, but they're the fee-generating services of the municipality. And in this case, they're covered in pages in the ordinance, but our focus is on maintenance. We do have some capital, no new employees, but it does focus on maintenance and some new capital. We have increased a few of the smaller fees, particularly for the larger industries and so forth outside of the city, to continue to maintaining and building the city. But again, the commingling of funds is a problem for us. You've heard comments about where the city is financially, and that is a big part of the issue. So if you're not new to this discussion, you understand what I'm talking about. But essentially in the past, the water, sewer, general fund, and grant funds were all put in one bowl, and taken from until it was empty. And when it did so, it depleted the reserves of the city, and we have nothing to fall back on and can barely pay services. I'm not trying to be overly dramatic, but that is essentially where the city is today. So we're going to assist council with a comprehensive review of further changes to the budget, changes to the reserves, and come up with a plan on how to move forward. We have to get to what our shortfall is, and which I think we're narrowing in on it thanks to the good work of the finance department. We have to focus on what the shortfall is so that we can work in January and in August and September on moving forward. I know this only hits a little bit for you, but it's really quite a bit of, quite a bit of information that we have. This is the budget for 25-26. So this is the new budget that we're talking about. The guidelines we have at this point are we cannot change the budget. This budget was the budget that was discussed with City Council in January, February, March, April, May of this year. And essentially, this is unchanged, even though we know the numbers are unreliable. But that's where we'll address after this budget's adopted by City Council, and we'll move forward. This budget is estimated $11,865,550 for the new budget, and that's what we've presented to City Council. That includes general fund and utilities. Here are the revenues, and it comes from a variety of sources. City property tax is certainly a large part of that. It also includes general fund income. Well, it includes police, sanitation, recreation, all of the typical sources. I can talk at length, but then I would be talking at length if I keep on into that. But here are the revenues. Again, 11.8 million. Did we leave out those? Yeah, that's revenue. No, that's the expenses. There we go. We've got it mislabeled. But the expenses with the balancing the budget. So the budget, general fund's balanced at $11.8 million. Questions, thoughts, anything I can answer for you? This is presented for first reading consideration.
I know we've talked about how the city has about a $3 million, a little more than a $3 million deficit. So that means we're spending about $3 million more last year than we made. So I think that what we would like to see from you is before the second reading, that you present us with a budget that's 10 to 20% less than this budget so that we can decrease our deficit and pass an amended budget that doesn't further increase our deficit.
If you'd like.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll make
So you're making an amendment?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to approve the budget as presented with an amendment eliminating the vacant general fund positions with the exception of the city administrator position.
And what did we decide at this point? We need to pass this portion and then pass the budget itself, is that?
So,
Yeah.
so we need to, the motion to amend, and what you just did, so we need to go ahead and pass.
Motion to approve the budget.
Yeah, motion to approve this, and then we're gonna go back. Okay, so I need a motion to approve the amended,
No. Motion to approve the budget.
okay, a motion to approve ordinance 2025.003, an ordinance of City of Lake City to levy taxes and establish a municipal budget for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2025 and ending June 30th, 2026, and other matters related thereto.
Second.
And then I would like to make the motion to approve the budget as presented with the amendment that of eliminating the vacant general fund positions with the exception of the city administrator position.
Okay,
Second.
motion to approve?
So we can't do the amendment,
I believe you have to vote on the amendment.
right?
Okay,
Yeah.
so all in favor of the ordinance 2025.003, an ordinance of the City of Lake City, South Carolina to levy taxes and establish a municipal budget for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2025 and ending June 30th, 2026, and other matters related thereto. I need a.
With the
Okay,
amendment.
so go ahead
So we
and.
seconded
we need to go-
that.
So
And
second,
then
so in the vote.
Inject first reading.
Okay.
Go ahead, tell them.
I think what was supposed to happen is we were supposed to approve an amendment because you guys are going to amend what was.
Right.
Yeah, it's the
That's
amendment,
what-
it's the
that's what we're
amendment
doing right
first, the
now.
approval, then the other approval. So you gotta amend, approve the amend, and then approve the whole budget as a whole.
Okay.
Okay, I just wanna make sure, cause it sounds like you guys, and I just wanna make it clear for everybody, it sounds like you guys were approving what was on the agenda before the amendment.
No, it needs to be the amendment first, which she has
Right.
already did. So we need, okay, so all in favor of the amendment?
Yeah.
Yeah, so all in favor of the amendment? Okay, so you got that?
And the budget.
Okay. Let me know when you're ready, Madam Clerk.
I'm ready.
Okay, you ready? So now we're going to approve the ordinance 2025.003, an ordinance of the City of Lake City to levy taxes and establish a municipal budget for the fiscal year beginning June 1, 2025 and ending June 30th, 2026, and other matters related thereto for the first reading. Okay, so all in favor? Can I get it?
At the beginning, we had the motion.
Yeah, we already, so you missed it, okay. No, you're fine.
Hold on one second.
No,
So you have to, we should be having two motions, if I'm not, if I'm understanding correctly, I'm new, but we did the motion for the first.
For the
Now
amendment.
we need to do another motion
For the whole
approval
approval of the, yeah.
And second that,
Yeah.
and then all
So,
in favor.
motion, who seconded?
Second.
Okay, all in favor, by show of hands. You got it? Good to find. You good to go?
We good.
All right. All right. You wanna go ahead?
Keep going.
Yep.
All right, next we have an ordinance of the City of Lake City, an ordinance of the City of Lake City, South Carolina, revising Chapter 38 zoning code, Article 5, Section 130 of the HB Highway Business Zone, allowing businesses involving the rendering of a personal or business service as a permitted use. This is ordinance 2025.004, and Kayla will be speaking to this.
Hello, Mayor Pro Tem and Council. I'm bringing before you today a zoning text amendment. This is to accommodate some expected growth and development. It's pretty cut and dry. We would be adding businesses involving the rendering of a personal or business service limited to advertising agencies, barber shops, beauty shops, combination thereof, business or vocational school or college, dry cleaners, funeral home, insurance agency, medical, dental, or chiropractic office building, photographic studio, radio and television studio, but not transmission towers, real estate agency, school offering instruction in art, music, dancing, drama, or similar cultural activity, secretarial or telephone answering service, and orthopedic prosthetic laboratory for fitting and construction of braces and limbs. Do you have any questions?
Where that zoning actually at?
The highway business zone
Yeah,
is
where-
along
52.
but there are some other locations that have it too. It's kind of sporadic.
Okay, so it's in different areas of 52. Okay,
There are some that I think is along East Main also.
East Main.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so I need a motion to approve ordinance 2025.005 for the, ordinance 2025.004 for first reading, an ordinance of the City of Lake City, revising Chapter 30 zoning code, Article 5, Section 130 of the HB Highway Business Zone, allowing businesses involving the rendering of a personal or business service as permitted use. Need a motion to approve?
Move to approve. Second.
Okay, it has been properly moved in second. No one has any questions, correct? Okay, all in favor by show of hands? Okay.
I'm just gonna stay here.
Okay, she has some.
Caleb will be our next person as well. This next is an ordinance to approve approval of the rezoning of 123 Morris Street from R1 to HB.
Correct. So Go Fish Properties is under the registered agent of Chris Michaud, which is here tonight. He wants to have a salon and spa, his wife, at 123 South Moore Street. If you have any questions for him.
It's already zoned.
Where's it located?
It's right there
It's
behind.
123 South Moore Street. It's at the corner of Florence Avenue and Morris.
Right behind the Burger King.
It's that house right there on the corner.
I think it's been used as a salon before.
Yes.
But the issue is that since there's gonna be more than one person living there, it can't be a residential zone, it has to be commercial.
Oh,
That is on the
it's the White House with black shutters, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Need a motion to approve ordinance 2025.005 for first reading and ordinance to approve May 19, 2025, approval of the planning commission regarding 123 Marsh Street to rezone the site for R1, from R1 to HB. Need a motion to approve? It has been properly moved and second. Any questions, council? Okay. All in favor by show of hands. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. This is Resolution 2025.025. It's a resolution of the City of Lake City, South Carolina, to accept AARP Community Challenge Flagship Grant. Lisa Jones.
Guilty as charged. This is a grant to cover some costs that may be associated with the downtown walking trail, specifically to make sidewalk repairs. There is no match, by the way.
No match, so we're good.
No match.
So we don't need no money for it.
It's all just a check from them.
Okay. All right, need a motion to approve resolution 2025.025, a resolution for the city of Lake City to accept AARP Community Challenge Flagship Grant. Need a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay. Any questions, council? All in favor by show of hands? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. This next is very similar to the last. This is Resolution 2025.026. It's a resolution for the City of Lake City, South Carolina, to accept South Carolina Forestry Commission Urban Food Forest Grant. And again, there is no grant match required for this.
There's actually an in-kind match with that, and that's with our partners. But there is no cash coming from the city for this.
Okay. Need a motion to approve resolution 2025.026, a resolution for the city of Lake City, South Carolina, resolution to accept South Carolina Forestry Commission Urban Food Forest Grant. Need a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Any questions, council? Okay, all in favor by show of hands? Thank you.
This next is a resolution for the City of Lake City, South Carolina, to accept Duke Energy Foundation Hero Grant.
This is a grant for first responders. We applied for our fire department radios, and were awarded slightly over $6,000. It's all cash, no match.
Okay, need a motion to approve resolution 2025.027, a resolution for the city of Lake City, South Carolina, resolution to accept Duke Energy Foundation Hero Grant.
Move to approve.
Second.
It has been properly moved and second. Any questions, council?
Yes. About how many first responder radios will this purchase?
Perhaps one, which is why we are asking Duke to allow us to amend the scope of work to allow radio reprogramming so that we will have more operational radios. They have not gotten back to me on that request yet. So will it be one or perhaps more than one?
Well, when you get that information back, will you forward that? Make sure,
Absolutely.
Forward to the clerk and she forward it to us. Thank you.
All in favor?
Thank you, Mayor. This is Resolution 2025.02A. It is allowing the city to accept a revolving fund forgivable loan for the Martha Law Estate Sewer Rehab Project. The state provides a revolving loan fund for sewer and water projects around the state. And this allows us to participate in that loan fund.
We have been awarded $1 million forgivable loan for this project, and this would allow us to, and it is entirely forgivable. There is zero city match.
You don't have to pay it back.
We have to pay nothing back.
Okay. Need a motion to approve Resolution 2025.028, a resolution to apply and accept state revolving fund forgivable loan for the Martha Law Estates Sewer Rehabilitation Project.
Move to approve.
It has been properly moved and second. Any questions, council? Okay. All in favor by show of hands?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Lisa. Okay, next we will have our city administrative reports, our monthly financial report, and approval of the monthly bills will be done by our finance department, well, Director of Finance, which is Mr. Brandon Carter. Go ahead, Mr. Carter.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Y'all look lovely today. Can everyone hear me? I feel like y'all can't hear me. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I will be reporting our financial actuals period ending in May 31st, 2025. I will start off with our general fund. A year to date, as far as revenue, we brought in $6.8 million, 56 and 11, and expenditures is $10.1 million, 47, 659, which put us in a deficit of $3.2 million, 91, 648. Water fund, a year to date is $1.8 million, 17, 787. For our expenses is 1.4, 442, 252. Will put us a surplus as 375,535. Sewer fund a year to date is 3.1 million, 31, 483. Expenses is 3.1 million, 45 and 23. Put us at a deficit at 13,540. For stormwater, a year to date is 200,824. And expenses is 45,833. Will put us in a surplus as 154,991. For water reserve, our year-to-date is 141,335, and the sewer reserve, our year-to-date is $138,258.75. That is our actual for ending in May 31st, 2025, Mayor and Council. Next up, I will be presenting Mayor and Council our bills to be approved for your approval.
Well, listen, let me ask a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Right there. Okay, with the sewer fund, with the general fund, water, sewer, stormwater, no, just sewer. Okay, these deficits, what are we gonna do about that?
That's one thing that Steve and I has been talking about, especially after the first reading. We are good. I don't want to steal his thunder. Yeah. Well, Steve and I have been talking about as far as putting up a proposal as far as getting us a deficit, and we want to get with Mayor and Council before we put it out in public because we want to make sure we are on the same page before.
How many months you think we could sustain at the shape that we at right now?
Well, just like I've emphasized during the budget workshop, go ahead, Steve. No, go ahead.
Well, there's a long conversation to be had with this, which is how long can we go along without reserves? Because every time we pay bills, we spend more than we have. So we
Right.
don't have reserves. Ultimately, our plan is to recommend to council short-term borrowing. So it would probably be something along the lines of a tax anticipation note of 6 months or something like that once we have a handle on how much we owe. But do it that way and then pay off that note over time. You know, there are a lot of things we need to address over the next few months, and those include getting a good budget. Once we get a good budget, we can go to the bond councils and attorneys and show them that, you know, we have a plan in place, we can move this thing forward, and we're gonna address it. And you're gonna address it in a series of ways. You can address it with one, discipline. You know, we don't spend a lot of money. Second is start accruing revenues that you put in your savings account. There are several different ways that I've discussed with council that we can do that. And we plan on starting that process with the start of the next budget in August and September. But as far as how long we can go, you know, there's a funny answer to this, and I need to appreciate it, which is that you probably can go a long time. You know, this is like, I don't want to spend too much time on the story.
Yeah, just a little.
Okay, the till. You know, if you look at a financial till and you're putting money in, you take money in, you take it out, and throughout the day, you've always got money transferring. But then at the end of the day, when you close the shop, all the money falls to the bottom of the till and you see where you are. So you get to see how much money you've got left over. We don't ever stop. We're always taking money in and money going out. So we don't ever have a point where we stop and you see what's left. We believe when it's left, we have about $3 to $4 million in the negative, in the red. But we just don't want to stop to find out. But that's why we'll do a tax anticipation note so that we can pay off these outstanding bills that we've got, and then go down the discipline process of saving money, building up the reserves and all that, so that we can be on sound financial footing. So the answer is, how long can you go like this? Probably a long time, but you know, you never know. Every month that we pay bills, we all hold our breath.
Okay, so now, with these deficits, you mentioned we're almost 4 million in the red. The city is short 4 million, almost $4 million. With these deficits here, are these included, these obviously are included in the 4 million?
Correct.
Yeah, so for the public's sake, you got your calculator?
I don't have a calculator anymore. I have my
Anyway.
computer.
Okay, well,
But
okay.
But
Yeah.
not to cut you off, Councilman Crosby, one of my biggest plans was to start selling off non-profitable assets.
Okay.
You know, because we have to get some of these facilities off of our books because this, and I hate to be that bad guy, but just like LC 278, because that building doesn't have its own budget, that puts a strain on our operating account. So we paid, like, the power bill alone is, you know, $4,000. You know, internet alone is $350 to $400. So, you know, we need to do something as far as facilitating revenue. That's like in my last budget workshop, that the crux of the issue is cash flow.
Okay, with that building, I'm not trying to put you on the spot or anything.
Okay, no, yeah.
But do you have an idea as to what, the amount of income that's been generated from these different affairs or activities out there? That's a ballpark figure.
Yes, ma'am. From its inception, which we opened in September, to currently, we had generated about $26,000,
And how much have we spent?
$91,000.
We're going in 26, we spent 91.
Right.
Well, remember now, I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize. Well, just keep in mind now, the inception of that building was in this current fiscal year, so that's why our operating results is so in the red, because we went extravagant with the grand opening of the building. Like, that stage alone cost us a grip. I mean,
That's good.
There are a lot of issues here.
Yeah.
The building has always been operated more on, for low-key operations. Family get-togethers, weddings, things like that. Nothing, no business type of activities, no large-scale public activities. It's been a very low-key operation, and that's been kind of the concept. But there's a possibility we could do more than that. So I've talked to we've got a transition plan with the retirement of the present person and all that we'll work on. But it could generate more, but it also could be sold as an asset. So we're exploring all those different things.
Yeah.
I would say we're a little early in the process to discuss it, unless you're just ready to unload it.
Okay, well, that's fine, then you're fine.
You're good.
You're
We're
fine,
good. We
you're
can
fine.
move on.
We can go over next thing.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Carter.
Okay.
All
Thank you.
right.
But we gotta vote
Thank
on
you
the.
both.
we gotta vote on the bills.
The bills to be.
Oh, the bills, yep. My apologies. Yes, the bills to be approved for mayor council approval. If y'all have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'm always here for you.
So we need a motion to approve approve the monthly bills for May 2025.
Can we afford to pay 'em?
You might see me tap dance on Main Street.
Okay, move to, I make the motion to, you made the motion, I second.
No,
What did you do?
You already,
no, so, yeah, I need a motion, yeah, so, go ahead, move to.
Second, whatever.
So, okay, good to go.
I shouldn't get nothing.
You got it?
Don't tell us the number, we can't see it. The number of how much, what's the total right
The
now?
total,
Yeah, I can't see that.
$5,485.49. That's, from April 2025. No, this is landfill. It's $5,485.49.
That's for the bottom and then
Yeah, that's for the bottom.
the fuel.
I think
Yeah, you're looking at which one she's reading.
Brandon,
So-
come over here.
Okay.
Yeah,
I-
no, come over here. Or get that, right there.
Oh.
Get that tell you.
Oh, yeah, thank you, good, I never got it. So for waste management for residential is 11,811.55. For waste management commercial is 15,183.98. For fuel man is 9,920.85. And for fuel man for this $10,265.45. And for Lee County landfill is $5,485.49.
So we can't see the total. The public can't see it.
I don't, can you, Chris, can you scroll down
Yeah.
for the public? Okay, yeah.
Second.
Okay. It has a property movement second. Any questions, council?
Okay, hold up, stop, I'm sorry. Who set the motion to approve?
So I did the approval for monthly bills for May 2025. Okay, then Ms. Crosby, Councilwoman Crosby said motion to approve. Councilwoman Singletary, did you second it? Or was it Ms. Scott?
Do it.
The motion,
Okay.
the motion's already on the floor.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it was already
It
on
was
the
on the
floor.
floor when she did it, so it's.
So it was,
This
so
one?
was it you? Okay, so you got her, so it was.
This one?
Motion was Councilwoman.
Yeah.
Second.
Second was Secretary.
Yeah. All in favor by show of hands? Okay, next we will have the approval of travel request by, Mr. Stephen Thompson.
Thank you. During the last council meeting, city council approved a policy of reviewing and approving all travel out of state for council and the employees of the city. You have two requests before you that started before that was approved. So that includes would you like to do them individually or both at the same time?
It's three.
I only have two.
Put it up on.
You didn't get the update.
You know, this is the old version.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
let me do the
Yeah.
first two. If somebody's
Yeah.
got the updated one, I'll give you that. But this is, first is for Donna Tracy. Donna's the PIO for the city. She's attending a Public Affairs and Government Summit in Tempe, Arizona. She actually flew out this afternoon, and that's presented for your consideration and approval.
It's too late, she's already gone.
There's another one, the last one.
But I'm doing them one by one.
Okay.
Right? Unless you want them both at one time. Okay.
Okay. Just move on.
Okay, the second one is to the mayor, Mayor Ramika Robinson. This was an invitation to a conference. She was before the resolution. She was invited to be a panel speaker at the 2025 State GovTech Conference held in Arlington, Virginia. The registration, meals, and a portion of lodging is covered by CivStart, the company that sponsors the conference. This is June 16 through 18. Yeah, still, so we're not there yet. June 16 through 18 of this year. And the third one is
It's mine. It's mine.
Okay, let me walk it there.
It's mine.
All right, this one is for Brandon Carter, our finance director. This trip and registration were made before the resolution was approved. It's to the GFOA National Conference in Washington DC. Mr. Carter will not be utilizing any city funds because he was elected president-elect for the GFOA Government Finance Officer Association of South Carolina. The state will cover all of his travels until the year 2027, and this is scheduled June 26th through July 2nd. So there's three travels presented for your consideration and approval.
So I need a motion to approve, a motion to approve the travel request.
Let it down, Let it down,
Second. Oh, motion, move to approve, sorry. Second.
It has been properly moved in second. Any questions, council?
Do we know about how much these trips are gonna cost the city?
So I think that'd be a great thing to include next time.
And I would like to actually have these, beforehand, before the meeting, so that we can.
Yes, ma'am. This one
Yep.
was just because it was all approved last week.
Right,
And
right.
these were already-
So in the future, we'll be able to have this before the meeting.
That's right.
Okay, now, this state government tech conference, how does that state government, how does that intertwine with, how does that, explain how that will intertwine with the city?
You talk about the conference I'm attending?
No.
The mayor's
The
attending.
state
Okay,
government
okay.
tech conference, that technical conference,
Yes.
are they not paying for that? I mean,
They are paying.
They are.
no, that's what Brandon's, but what about?
No, they're paying for hers as well.
Okay.
I don't see why we need to approve it, it already been paid for.
Well,
Why we approve something that already paid for, or they getting paid for? It doesn't make sense.
It is a
I mean,
portion.
nobody can go in there.
You good to go?
If they're paying, it shouldn't even be on the agenda.
That's what we asked for, so, okay. All in favor by show of hands? Okay. Next, we will have our Lake City Police Department report by Chief Miles.
1 minute, 30 seconds.
Thank you. I'll keep it quick. Just want to address a few things before I get into these board numbers. I know nobody likes the numbers. In reference to the June 21st event for Stop the Violence at 11 a.m. Mr. Roosevelt, we do have, I'm still here, we do have individuals scheduled from the police department to attend that event and actually speak at that event along with the sheriff's office. Our plan is to coordinate that together with them. In regards to the $1.4 million financial transaction fraud that was alleged that it was given to the city, well, it was initially. That case was turned over to Investigator Diaz, who then also turned that case over to the FBI. So it was turned over to the FBI, and the FBI did investigate their portion of it, and they did recover, I believe, $600 and some thousand of that. That was a grant. That was money. That was grant money. That was being transferred. It was transferred into a fraudulent ACH account. Brandon, I don't think you were here at that time. I think Glenn Bodenheimer.
Glenn was here.
Glenn was the individual who actually transferred that money into that fraudulent account on accident.
Accident, okay.
It was or I'm assuming accident. It was a phishing scheme to where they sent an email requesting payment for work that was being done. He didn't recognize the account number had changed. He went ahead and transferred the payment into that account.
So it's unintentional?
It was unintentional.
Intentionally unintentional?
But he had a set dollar amount?
Once they requested the amount, it was, whatever was transferred in there and kind of opened the door for them to come in
And get whatever,
they do. I'm not
just
a
like
tech
fraud.
person. But it was between 1.4 and 1.5 million, and I believe the FBI did recover about $600 and something thousand for that. As far as the racial profiling incident, that's an incident that was a traffic stop that took place over on Garland Street, near Garland Street, which is one of our property check locations in reference to juvenile crimes. this traffic stop involved 2 juveniles that had 1 parent and 1 adult juvenile, or 1 adult that was 18 years old. All of them appeared to be juveniles. There was reasonable articulable suspicion for the traffic stop and arguably probable cause for the traffic stop. The individuals were detained. A semi-automatic handgun was removed from under the seat of the vehicle with an extended clip. One individual, the juvenile, was charged and given the juvenile petition, and the other one, everybody was released after that. No one was arrested, no one was taken down to Effingham, and no one was taken to Columbia. Based off of what I've seen from that case so far, there was no racial profiling. It was a righteous stop. It was a legitimate incident. And when the individual that spoke earlier came up to speak about that, he's not a parent of either one involved or any of the kids involved. I'm not gonna allow a traffic stop, a member of the police department, to be utilized as a political pawn for any member of council, for the mayor, or any member of the public. If it's not your child, you do not have a right to know, period. End of discussion on that. I wouldn't want it done for my child, and I'm not gonna do it for anybody else's child. So that's how that happened. And that individual has my cell phone number, excuse me, has my number, can call me at any time. Getting into the numbers on it, for the month of May, our total call volume is 2,043 calls, total calls for service for the month of May. In comparison, for the month of April, it's 1,996. You're gonna see those numbers fluctuate a little bit throughout the summer months. That includes 502 traffic stops, 90 burglary alarms, 33 domestic violence calls, 56 follow-ups, 818 property checks, 56 suspicious persons, 6 traffic accidents, 27 disorderlies, 32 suspicious vehicles, 8 vandalism calls, and some of those calls are going to include the vandalisms from the houses out on Moore Street that the city's building is not completed yet. Those houses have been vandalized at least twice now. We do have cameras up on those houses now.
Okay.
It's remote cameras that we put up that we typically use for other issues. We're just utilizing them for that one at the current time. We had 27 harassment and threatening calls, 29 warrant service calls, 11 assaults, 14 larcenies, 7 shootings, 3 break-ins, 32 trespassing, and 13 animal complaints. I believe Jordan's up to around 70-something animals that she's removed from the city so far. Total citations issued from that 502 traffic stops is 183 traffic tickets were issued. And contrary to popular belief, the money that we take in off of traffic stops does not come to the city budget. I think the state of South Carolina gets, you can ask the judge, but I think the assessment somewhere around 94% of every fine amount that we take in goes to the state of South Carolina, not the city of Lake City. So we don't get money off of traffic stops. The citations that were issued, there were 47 vehicle license violations, 22 simple possessions of marijuana, 21 speeding tickets, 8 operating uninsured, 8 driver's license violations, 15 driving under suspensions, and 5 DUIs. You're also going to see those DUIs go up over the summer months. We did 247 incident reports for the month of May. 44 of those calls, of those 2,043 calls, resulted in an arrest, usually on the scene right then. So there were 44 arrests in reference to those. There were 105 arrest warrants issued for the month of May and 78 arrest warrants served for the month of May. Any questions regarding the numbers?
Any questions, council?
That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we will have the council members' reports and comments. We will start with Councilwoman Atkins.
Okay. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. We've got a really good crowd, and it's great to see so much community involvement. And we're working hard to do what we can to decrease the deficit so that we can get back on track. And I want to really thank Mr. Thompson. Look forward to what he's going to have for us at the second reading. And thank you to Brandon for all of your hard work, and to everybody up here for working together for the city. Thank you.
Again, thanks to everyone that here this evening. for our meeting. And I also like to thank the police department for coming out to our Prime March meeting and all the citizens that attend. I think we got a good result over some complaints that was made, and I want to say thank you. I do appreciate what the police department do here in Lake City. We trying to stop the violence, and this is my first time hearing about that meeting. If possible, I will attend. I try to show my face or be a part of whatever I'm invited to or I hear about or I know about. I try to attend, but we can't just assume that everybody know things when they're not presented to us. So let's continue to work together. That's the only way we're gonna make a difference. We cannot favor one and not favor the other. So I try to do the best I can to work with the citizens. And I do have a complaint with the court for on the corner of Beauregard and 52. I don't know why the citizens continue to dump stuff there and make it a hazard there. It looks so bad. It's right on 52. Everybody can see it. You don't have to come down the street. You can see the garbage. As soon as they clean up one dump, they come back overnight and they do it again. I wish that we can get some type of camera or sign there so when people dump this stuff, they can be ticketed. They can be charged for it. It doesn't make sense for them to destroy our community. Every week, like I say, every night, if you come back the next morning, there's a new chair, there's a new dump, there's something else there. So let's continue to report those things you see people doing. You don't have to let them know who never, but you say, I saw sister pick up or whatever, car dump this stuff there, and report this stuff. That's the only way we're gonna make a difference, working together. And hearing about the situation with the park there, we know that's the county is responsible for it. But then once we hear it, we know we're gonna react on it. So we work together. We can't not throw our hand and say it's not my issue. Whatever goes on in the city is all our issues. So when I do my prime meeting, it's not for District 3, it's for the city of Lake City. Thank you.
Okay, thank all of you for attending. We encourage you to continue attending, and I really feel bad that we had to hit you with this city financial crisis and the almost $4 million deficit. Cannot answer the questions as to why and how this occurred. Oftentimes, lack of communication and information assimilation is not always what it should be. So we hope that we can get past this, get ahead of it, and move forward, and pray that this never happens again. Because when you listen to Mr. Thompson, the interim administrator, and Brandon, they're working diligently trying to make a big difference. And they were very positive and encouraging with some of the information that they shared with us about ways to get around these deficits. You know, Mr. Thompson has many years of experience working with different larger municipalities, traveled extensively. So we're going to rely on his leadership, and hopefully, you know, he'll bring us out of this. And additionally, I want to thank everyone who participated tonight in terms of presentations. Well, anyway, but at our last meeting, it became a little contentious, which was not necessarily for it to become that way. But when the statement was made about who is responsible for the budget, I have a printout here of the ordinance from the Municipal Association, and you can get copies of it. It clearly states that the mayor shall be responsible for the preparation of the budget annually with recommendations from the various departments of the city. The mayor shall submit the budget to council and be responsible for its administration and adoption. And it has the codes down here. These are South Carolina Muni codes here. So if you'd like to get a copy of this, I have it up here. And I want to thank everyone for coming. And hopefully we can work together and get Lake City together again. Thank you.
I also ditto some of the comments that the council members already stated, so I will not repeat anything. So thank you guys for coming out, and see you all next month.
I want to thank everyone for coming out and showing your support for us tonight as we go through these difficult times. There's a lot going on in Lake City. Let's just try to work together, be a team player. Nothing's intentional with nobody. At the end of the day, it's just being stewards of the taxpayers' dollars. When it comes down to that, I'm going to stand hard and firmly on that. Mr. Brandon, Mr. Thompson, y'all keep doing the work that y'all doing. And if you need me for anything, you just let me know. Like I say, at the end of the day, when you spend your money here in town and you spend your money in the city of Lake City, we want to make sure it's getting spent wisely and efficiently here in town. And I'm going to leave it there.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you again to everybody for coming out. I'm not going to be before you long. I just want to thank Mr. Thompson, thank Brandon, thank everyone who has had a hand in trying to make this budget come to fruition so that we can continue to do the business of the city. Mr. Thompson has only been here for a little over a month, so I just ask that you guys give him some grace. He's doing his job. It's not going to happen overnight. This is going to be an ongoing project to get Lake City back. If you have any suggestions on how to get Lake City back, to where it has been, or even to a better place, because you don't want to go back, you want to go forward into a positive place. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can talk to your council members. Of course, you can talk to the mayor as well, and we can work together for the betterment of Lake City. And that's the whole agenda. At least that's my agenda, is to work together as a whole. I'm not here to down or bash anyone, because what am I going to gain for that? We're not going to gain anything from that. No one said anything about anybody, and I did not want to address this, but no one said anything about anybody resigning. We are trying to work together for the betterment of Lake City, and that's what it's about. I believe that's what council is about. We're going to move forward with this as well. The only other thing I would like to say is to all the fathers, I hope that you all have a happy Father's Day on this coming Sunday. And as I always say, stay vigilant and stay safe. I need to move.